Hey guys, check it out! You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube! Oh no! Guys, I've been around for a very long time on YouTube, and I've been uploading videos longer than many of you have perhaps been alive. And I've been a part of every generation that you can think of. The premiere of SpongeBob SquarePants on May 1st, 1999. The premiere of Sailor Moon on March 7th, 1992. The premiere of Are You Afraid of the Dark on October 31st, Halloween night, 1990. I have seen the premiere of the best of them come and go. I have seen the best YouTube creators and YouTube channels fade off into obscurity because they could never attract a niche that would stay devoted to their content. But you guys have kept me alive for forever and brought me back so many times, and you have given me chance after chance to entertain you, to put smiles on your faces, to touch your hearts, and it means the world to me that you guys keep bringing me back as many times and as often as what you do, because we've been able to get that much closer, we've been able to understand each other, and we've been able to build a bond that is unbreakable for Descendants of Zombies. You know, I never thought 25 years ago when my radio show first premiered on August 15, 1999 out of my parents' basement, which was very difficult and sometimes very challenging than I've ever admitted to produce, I would be sitting here talking about Descendants of Zombies with such a profound impact and impression left on so many hearts. This really is an experience that I will never ever forget, and I don't even know quite what to make of the response that these videos have received. When I was first uploading videos about Dove Cameron 10 years ago, I was getting a response for the videos, but I wasn't getting a response as huge and as massive as what I'm getting now. I guess it has something to do with how just everybody went Descendants of Zombies crazy, and it's become a way of life. And you see, as a YouTube creator, that's exactly what you've got to understand and really be able to put into perspective, is how much it's become a way of life for everybody and how it's really significantly impacted so many lives from all different cultural diversities. Everybody feels differently about Descendants of Zombies. I've seen people upload videos of them singing their favorite Descendants of Zombies songs, practicing the dance moves, talking about their favorite moments from the franchise, trying to draw Descendants characters. That's where my understanding lies with Descendants of Zombies and comes from, is because I see the passion in each and every single one of your hearts, because everybody is a fan of Descendants of Zombies for a different reason. Everybody's so excited about Halloween because it's a chance for you to dress up as your favorite Descendants of Zombies character. You guys are purchasing the Descendants 10th anniversary dolls. You're collecting the merchandise. You're such huge fans of this franchise, and that's what somebody's got to realize before they upload a video about Descendants of Zombies. It's not just about talking about Descendants of Zombies because you've watched it once, and that's the only time in your life you've watched it, and that be the reason precisely why people can't decipher what a daywalker and a vampire is. It's a pretty obvious concept that I've often reiterated time and time again. The thing that I love so much about Descendants of Zombies is everybody is a fan of Descendants of Zombies for whatever reason they are a fan of Descendants of Zombies for. So what I tried to do is I tried to not only bring this franchise to life, but I tried to relate and connect with each and every single person who have ever proudly said they were a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Because if in that room you are the only fan of Descendants of Zombies who is proud enough to say that they are a fan of Descendants of Zombies, hey, I've collected all the dolls, I've collected all the t-shirts and the sweaters and the hoodies, which look absolutely fabulous, mind you, I think that shows how much passion you have when you put it on display for the entire world to see. And it takes a lot of courage to upload a video of yourself singing a song that you love from Descendants so much, If Only, Ways to Be Wicked, Go My Own Way, whatever song you felt inspired by to sing on YouTube. It takes a lot of courage. For whatever reason you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies, to upload a video of your drawings of your favorite characters, to show off your Halloween costumes that you probably bought at Spirit Halloween, which I was actually visiting the other day. Really cool setup they have this year. Props to you guys. I think it's really amazing how this franchise has really touched the hearts of so many wonderful people. And I go above and beyond the requirements of a YouTube creator. So if there's one guy that knows how you feel about Freya and Ruby and Kylie and how your hearts have forever and always been touched by the profound impact they've had on it and how much of an inspiration you draw from them, I want to say thank you very much for bringing this YouTube channel to life and showing me the incentive of talking about Descendants of Zombies, which I never thought 25 years ago I'd be talking about. I have been a part of every generation of Disney that you can think of, and I've been a part of everything that pretty much relates to pop culture, from the rise in popularity and superstardom of Taylor Swift to the premiere of Boy Meets World on September 24th, 1993. I have a vampire-like memory, and I remember these dates in history that have forever and always held a special place in our hearts because we remember watching every single episode as part of the TGI at Black on ABC. And I remember being so emotionally overcome with these series premieres and their series finales because I always had this thing where I never wanted to say goodbye to shows like Boy Meets World and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You know, years ago I was very fond of teen idols like Melissa Joan Hart and Topanga Lawrence, of course played by Danielle Fishel, and of course Corey Matthews portrayed by Ben Savage. Really big fan of them because they touch the hearts of that generation of fans. Many of your parents grew up watching Boy Meets World. I know because I was there too. And I witnessed the rise in popularity of a show like Boy Meets World that nobody ever thought was going to amount to anything, but everybody was so emotional about it. And the goodbye of Boy Meets World, which happened on May 5th, 2000, you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, man, you are really awesome. Thank you. Was something that really touched everybody's hearts because they never wanted to say goodbye to shows like Boy Meets World, Friends, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I mean, Sabrina the Teenage Witch went 7 seasons. And every year on this show, I celebrate the anniversary of the premiere of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I celebrate the series finale because I remember being a huge fan of the animated original series and the live-action series, which went on to touch the hearts of so many people. But I've never seen anything touch the hearts of people the way Descendants and Zombies has and really captivated a global audience no matter who you are. You are a fan of Descendants and Zombies. You either watch it as a family, you watch it with your friends at slumber parties, you watch it by yourself because you like to spend time alone, and some of you are introverts, and you have a different outlook on life. But I think everybody's outlook on life changed because of Descendants and Zombies, and more people felt inspired than ever before because of Descendants and Zombies. And I've said time and time again that there is nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and whoever you are a fan of Descendants and Zombies, whoever was a part of the franchise, because we've seen the best of them come and go. And I've never wanted to say goodbye to Dove Cameron. I never wanted to say goodbye to Sophia Carson because they took two characters nobody knew anything about, myself included, and brought them to life. And I had a greater appreciation for every Disney villain through their kids being represented by such pop stars like Sophia Carson and Dove Cameron because of their friendship, because of just how much work ethic and dedication went behind bringing these characters to life. One could forever argue that Kenny Ortega was the reason why Descendants was such a huge success because of his name having achieved so much severity. But forever and always, Descendants and Zombies will be a profound success because of each and every one of you, and that's something I've never ever wanted you to forget. Descendants and Zombies will continue to thrive because of each and every one of you. And for those of you that don't know what the meaning of thrive means, it will continue to go on to impact generations that will come after us and long after our time on this earth are done with. Descendants and Zombies will last an eternity, which means it will last for the next 20, 25, 30 years, and it will be reincarnated time and time again and redistributed. So for those of you who believe this story is over and reached its conclusion, well, this story is far from over, and we still have a long way to go. It's just who is going to be the one who is going to talk about Descendants of Zombies and give it meaning and show it the prestige it deserves. Not many people, because I venture to say and make a guess that 10 years from now, people will have forgotten about Descendants of Zombies who used to talk about it on YouTube and have moved on to something else that has taken the world by storm because they'll just want to capitalize on the revenue, the attention it's generating. But I just want to let you guys know that I really believe there's going to be nothing that Disney will ever come out with ever again that will captivate so many millions of people. Tens of thousands of millions of people have been captivated by this franchise for its meaning. And the belief that fairy tales can exist, true love can happen for anybody at any given moment just as fast as you can snap your fingers. And you can snap your fingers a lot in 30 seconds. You should try it. Because things can happen for you when you least expect it at the blink of an eye, and the moments that we create in this lifetime where time is always elapsing through an hourglass, we have to take full advantage of. Because we can choose to believe the critics saying that Descendants of Zombies has to vanish and not into obscurity for forever, or we can believe what our heart is telling us, that we should continue on being fans of Descendants of Zombies for whatever reasons we're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I, for one, believe that the franchise has captivated millions of people, not just because of music, but also because of a powerful script. Because it was all about finding your place in Oregon. I mean, these kids came from the Isle of the Lost. Nobody knew anything about them, only a CGI 30-second trailer leading into the premiere of Descendants in 2015, and they were being compared to some of the most revered Disney villains of all time, Maleficent, Ursula, Captain Hook, and then from out of nowhere, these characters show up and take the world by storm. And days later, people were posting reviews on IMDb.com and Rotten Tomatoes. They couldn't get enough of Descendants. Perhaps it was just because people were thinking it was probably just because it was the latest fad from Disney. It was the latest trend that people would eventually grow out of. But the thing is, it's been 25 years since Boy Meets World premiered. And Boy Meets World still continues to be talked about and rebooted time and time again. We just recently saw it in 2014 with Girl Meets World and Roland Blanchard and Sabrina Carpenter bringing that franchise to life. We just saw Wizards of Waverly Place premiere after 17 years of being put on hiatus and then brought back from out of nowhere. I've always believed you just can't walk away from something and just forget about it. Think about how Selena Gomez and Miley Cyrus had such a significant impact of their generation. They were the girls on Disney Channel that everybody idolized. But the thing is, you just can't walk away from something and just forget about it. I mean, Miley Cyrus is already expressing desire of wanting to do a Hannah Montana reunion. I don't know how many tour dates they're going to have for that reunion, but it would be really cool to see this come into fruition by 2026 because I would be supportive of it. Anything Wizards of Waverly Place does, I'm supportive of, and obviously your favorite Descendants stars are supportive of it too, because people like Freya and Malachi and Kylie were so excited to be a part of the Wizards of Waverly Place premiere, along with co-promoting Descendants, which did a fabulous job, mind you. The gowns that Kylie Cantrell and Freya Skye wore at that premiere was absolutely fabulous. And I remember in 2007 when Wizards of Waverly Place premiered, I believe it was in October of that year, October 7th or something of 2007. And I remember being captivated by Selena Gomez and how much of a trend she set for people, a fashion trend, inspiring people to become actresses to make the most of every opportunity they had. And man, did they ever really run away with that opportunity and something to be inspired by because of Wizards. While it will be credited that Wizards of Waverly Place and Hannah Montana and High School Musical really set the pace for Descendants and Zombies to live up to and higher expectations, I think that's exactly what Descendants and Zombies was looking for, incentive to entertain people. And I think Disney was really waiting on a franchise to captivate millions of people. Because the reality we're faced with is Disney will never see stars like this ever again. And that's what all the critics envy, is how Kylie Cantrell and Freya Skye have left a forever impression on each and every one of our hearts. And that's what means so much to me as a commentator, knowing that this channel that never showed up before showed up from out of nowhere when nobody else would ever create a Descendants or Zombies podcast for each and every one of you one fateful evening. And I promised you all that I was going to upload a Descendants and Zombies video and I was going to dedicate the rest of my life to talking about it because that had meaning to me. When I told you guys that had meaning to my heart because I was promising thousands of people that I never knew were going to fall in love with this YouTube channel and find my thumbnails and watch it every single night. I was promising you that I was going to upload a video about Descendants and Zombies, and somewhere, somehow, we made this happen together. And we grew stronger together because our belief in Descendants and Zombies became a passion that we held on to for forever. And that's what meant so much to me, was that I was able to make you a promise and I was able to fulfill it. And I feel as if a lot of people that you don't even see behind these AI videos that talk about Ruby and Kylie and Malia all the time, don't ever possess when they upload a Descendants and Zombies video, because I venture to say that a lot of people that upload these videos just use AI and they pre-type text out, and then of course you hear what they want you to hear and what they want you to believe about Descendants and Zombies. But the thing they've also got to understand is each and every one of you are so much smarter than you're ever given credit for. So because you're so much smarter than you're ever given credit for, that means the world to me. That you guys can stand up in the face of adversity every single time and say, yes, Descendants and Zombies will last for forever. Descendants and Zombies mean so much to my heart because this is the reason why. And you state your Q's and P's. The thing is, each and every one of you are smarter than you're ever given credit for, and you have held on to the belief that Descendants and Zombies will last for forever and always. It will never fade off into obscurity. It will never go away. So because you believe it, that belief that you've held forever and always in your heart, for whatever reason you've been inspired to believe that, should become a reality for each and every one of you. And that's something the writers and producers behind Descendants and Zombies have to take into consideration. No matter how many times you read on Disney.com in the fine print that Disney does not accept ideas and innovation from fans. Because as far as I'm concerned, if Disney listened to each and every one of you, Descendants and Zombies would never fade off into obscurity. It would never go away. It would never cease to exist. And Jonathan Clarke would probably be the writer and producer of Descendants and Zombies, and that would be really cool. Because thousands of people have subscribed to this YouTube channel because they've heard my voice. And I've been seen and heard from again because of each and every one of you. No matter how I've been seen or heard from again from each and every one of you, and because of each and every one of you, for whatever passion I've showcased on this YouTube channel, video games, TV shows, movies, Descendants and Zombies, It's been the most fun that I've had in my entire life, in my entire existence, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be in this world tonight than right here behind this podcast microphone, talking to each and every one of you about Descendants and Zombies, because I do agree with you who believe that Freya, Skye, and Malachi Burton look adorable together, and they have come such a long way in such a short amount of time. But because they've come such a long way in such a short amount of time, that doesn't mean that people deserve to criticize them, because they are part of a new trend that is taking the world by storm, that has become a global phenomenon. You know, I saw SpongeBob SquarePants become a global phenomenon ever since May 1st, 1999. I was in high school. I was watching SpongeBob SquarePants because of the comedic relief that I got in it. And then you hear people like Meg Donnelly saying all the time they love SpongeBob SquarePants, they can't stop watching Bluey. And critics can't seem to understand why they can't stop watching Bluey. I'll have more to say on this in an upcoming podcast later on today on my show for you guys, because I'm pre-recording content. The reason why people like Meg Donnelly can't get enough of watching Bluey is because of its message and how kind Bluey is. Sure, Bluey drives a dump truck, and Bluey is friends with everybody, but I think that's a dream of everybody, to have friends beyond belief, and to inspire people from day in and day out. And that's all Bluey ever wanted to do, was spread his own message of kindness. Sure, it may have came in the form of driving a dump truck, which looks really cool, that they're promoting during Disney programming. Of course, everybody has to get their Bluey dump truck for Christmas. Disney's always had a really unique way of really bringing stuff to life. And to be honest with each and every one of you, if I was a kid, I would love to have my own Bluey dump truck, and I would love to watch Bluey with Meg Donnelly every single night for the rest of my life. If that's what she's passionate about, then I think we should all be supportive of Bluey. I would love, to be honest with each and every one of you, I would love for Bluey to go down in history for being one of the most successful Disney Channel Junior shows of all time. And if that's what it takes, I'll promote Bluey for the rest of my life. If that's what Meg Donnelly loves, if that's what it takes to put a smile on her face, then I'll promote Bluey for the rest of my life. You know, my mom, who was a school teacher for 30 years, used to love a show called Little Bear. It was a show produced by Nickelodeon Jr. in the early 1990s. And every day when my mom would knit when she wasn't teaching, after she retired, she would watch Little Bear. Until one day I asked her, you know, why do you love Little Bear so much? She said it was because it was a cute show. And that's all she ever told me about it. She never told me who her favorite character was on Little Bear. She never went into great detail as to why she felt inspired by Little Bear. But it had everything to do with how it was a cute show and how Little Bear just wanted to have adventures every single time we saw a new episode of Little Bear. And my mom loved it. So because Meg Donnelly loves Bluey, do we criticize Meg Donnelly because she loves Bluey, or should we support it? I think the answer to that question is pretty more apparent than ever before. If that's what puts a smile on her face and she draws inspiration from Bluey, then so be it. I think my mom and Meg Donnelly would get along perfectly fine. And I think that if more people could understand why they are the way they are before they ever choose to criticize people like Kylie and Meg all the time, I think the world will be a better place. But obviously I'm the only one that can draw a conclusion as to why somebody loves Bluey and is crazy about SpongeBob SquarePants and is going absolutely insane over Descendants and Zombies. The reason why people are going so insane over Descendants and Zombies is because Descendants and Zombies is cool. And Descendants and Zombies is never going to die. Descendants and Zombies has become a way of life for so many wonderful people. Because Descendants and Zombies allows people to draw inspiration, to feel inspired, to feel incentive, to feel motivated to go through with their own life, which sometimes is far more difficult than anybody is ever going to tell you. Because the thing is, everybody has a secret. Everybody has a secret behind a passion. Everybody has an everyday secret they keep from the world because they want to keep a private, feeling with their own life. But I think Descendants and Zombies has offered us more encouragement than ever before to be brave, to stand up for what we believe in, and to speak our minds. Because God all gave us voices to use, and if we can't use our voices to tell you how we feel about everything going on around us, then the purpose of ever having a voice is pretty much defeated and shut down. I've always believed that people like Dove Cameron, Meg Donnelly, Kylie Cantrell have been inspirations to so many wonderful people. So every single time they doubt themselves, for whatever reasons they doubt themselves, which is completely unnecessary, they need to think about how their greatest friends are each and every one of you who have never left their side. I know that Kylie Cantrell cries every night on YouTube because she misses her friends. And Kylie, I want you to know I understand where you're coming from, because I went to high school for over 15 years. And over the 15 years I went to high school, I never ever wanted to say goodbye to the friends that I always held close in my heart and forever and always will hold a special place in my heart. And it's been 25 years since I graduated high school. I graduated in June of 2004. which was before many of you were ever born. And even though it's been 25 years since I graduated high school, a quarter of a century, every single night that I sit in front of this microphone, I still miss each and every one of my friends. But the thing that you've got to realize is if you're not the one who makes contact with your friends, then they're never going to contact you. You've always got to be the one to make the contact with your friends, to let them know you're still out there and you're still thinking about them. So if Kylie Cantrell really misses her friends, I think she should pick up the phone, she should text them, she should call them, just to simply say, I love you, don't forget about me, I haven't forgotten about you. But in that same regard, Kylie needs to take a step back and realize that we have so much love and support for her inside of each and every one of our individual hearts, and we are some of her best friends. But the greatest piece of advice I was ever given was by one of my friends years ago when he got married in 2012. His name was Michael. He's a guy that I used to play video games with every single night of my life. We used to play Crash Bandicoot, Super Mario 64, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We were big fans of pro wrestling. Used to hang out in each other's garage watching pro wrestling all the time. So the best piece of advice he ever gave me on the night that he got married was, if you're not the one who makes the contact with your friend, then they're never going to contact you. You've always got to be the one to make contact. So if Kylie Cantrell ever watches these videos, hopefully she'll take some of that advice I just threw your way. There's nothing wrong with being you, ladies and gentlemen, because there is only one you. And that is something that I've forever and always wanted to advocate for on this YouTube channel, and I've forever always wanted to promote. Because after your life is said and done, what you leave behind is a legacy. Because there is only one you. So because there is only one you, it's all about how you want your legacy to be defined through. You could be remembered for being an asshole, you could be remembered for being the sweetest person in the world, or you could just be remembered for being you. And being you is what counts. So if you're somebody that's going through a really rough time, if you're going through a lot of bullying in high school, a lot of peer pressure, don't try to mind it. Don't let it bother you. The best person you can be is yourself, and it will make you a stronger person at the end of the day and more appreciative about everything that life has taught you, because we still have a long way to go. I'm almost 40 years old, and I still got a long way to go. I may never get there, but I know I have the support of each and every one of you who have supported this YouTube channel for forever, who have always believed in me when I thought all the chips were down. And you bring me back every single time on this YouTube channel to offer you advice, to talk about your favorite franchises, and the moments that made me such a super fan of SpongeBob SquarePants, Bluey. By the way, Meg Donnelly, I'm crushing on Bluey too. Perhaps we can hook up and we can binge watch Bluey together. I don't know. Because everybody needs a friend in this lifetime, and I really believe that, you know, some of our best friends are closer to us than we've ever tend to realize. Because you guys are really important to Descendants and Zombies. You're the reason why Descendants and Zombies has forever and always existed. I wonder how many times I've ran on this YouTube channel. Okay, I've gone past the time that I need to be, but that's cool. I really believe that Descendants and Zombies will forever and always hold a special place in every one of our hearts. And the longer we believe that, the better it's going to be for everybody, guys, because Descendants and Zombies never has to be over. We still have a long way to go with all stories where Descendants and Zombies, Zed, Addison could reprise the role at any given moment. Nova and Victor still have so much of a story to explore and unveil. And I'm really excited to see where we go from here with this story, because there's still so much of a story to be told. And there are still so many hundreds of episodes for Bluey to produce, SpongeBob SquarePants to produce, and I'm excited for the foreseeable future. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to everybody who have recently subscribed to this YouTube channel. It is my honor to be in your presence to talk about Descendants and Zombies every single night on this YouTube channel, and I look forward to doing it for the foreseeable future, because if you deserve anything, guys, you deserve the best for far long enough now, and it is my honor to be in your presence to talk about all things Descendants and Zombies related. Thank you guys so much. I hope I touched your heart with these videos, and hopefully you will hit my subscribe button, because you too are a friend of Freya Skye. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel. Be kind to one another, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. Stay calm and zombie on everybody into the foreseeable future, because that's the only way to be in this lifetime. I have more great videos on the way dropping all throughout today, so keep watching for those videos to drop on this YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, you're probably going to want to do that by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, and ringing the bell to stay up to date with notifications for everything happening on this YouTube channel, because I know you're a fan of Freya. I too am a fan of Freya, and I love supporting her, man, in so many unbelievable ways. Guys, thank you so much. I love you so much. Never forget that. We will talk so much more about Descendants and Zombies in the foreseeable future, because it's Descendants, Zombies, or die now, man, and that's the only way to be in this life.